What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new casual Sunday video. Today we are going to be evolving a few Pokemon. We have one new one, I think. I don't think we have anything more than that, but there aren't very many things to evolve this week, so this is going to be a little bit shorter. I've been a little bit busy this week. I've had a lot of college stuff to deal with, so I'm sorry about that, but let's get right into it. Now, first off, we have Ekans. I just hatched another Ekans not too long ago, so definitely going to go ahead and evolve it right now. We're going to get an Arbok. That is a new Pokemon for me. I know it's not great, I know it's just mediocre stat-wise and everything, but it is a new Pokemon for the Pokedex. We are getting to 100 now. I think we're actually at 100 right now, so that'd be pretty fantastic to just get yet another Pokedex entry and get that much closer to completion. So yeah, we can go ahead and check, and we're actually at 97, so not quite 100, but we are getting there, and I am probably going to be hitting that in the next week or so. There are just a few Pokemon lines that I have seen absolutely none of. I haven't seen any Diglett. I haven't seen very many electric Pokemon. I haven't seen any Magnemites other than the ones I've hatched, so definitely there are a few Pokemon that I need to actually venture out and find because I haven't seen any in my general area. We also are evolving a Rattata and Eradicate, and I know that's not very exciting, but I did want to tell you guys why I'm actually catching all the Rattata I can find right now. So basically, you have to take into account that when future generations come out, it's going to be harder to catch Pokemon from first generation. Now, if you're taking that into account, you probably also understand that there are some badges right now that you have to catch certain Pokemon to get. See, if you go to the badge section right now, you're going to see that there are two badges at the moment that require you to catch a certain Pokemon. There's a Pikachu fan badge for catching a certain amount of Pikachus in general, and a Tiny Rattata badge or Youngster badge for catching certain amounts of Tiny Rattata. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say that you're annoyed at the amount of Rattata you see right now. You probably would rather be catching some Pidgeys or some Weedles because at least they evolve quicker. Well, if you plan on completing this game, if you plan on getting all of the badges to gold, right now is the absolute best time to be catching as many Rattata as possible. See, if you think about it, eventually future generations are going to be added into the game, and that's going to mean that every single Kanto Pokemon is going to be less common than it already is. So if you take into account the amount of Rattatas you're going to have to catch to gold the Youngster badge, it gets pretty ridiculous pretty fast. Right now we have 145 Pokemon that we can possibly catch. But when you take into account every other Pokemon that's going to be added into the game and the fact that most of them are going to fall into pre-existing biomes, you have a bit of an issue. See, Rattata aren't always going to be as common as they are right now, and I think they'll probably come up with a solution for this, but in the situation that they don't, I do think it's good to gold the badges for Pikachu and for Rattata before any other generations come out. Anyways, moving on, we have one more evolution that's sort of out of the norm, and that is Oddish into Gloom. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I already have a Vileplume, but I guess having a Gloom ready to be able to get a Blossom once that actually comes out is going to be pretty nice. So the Gloom is relatively underwhelming at 158 CP. That's not a big deal. We're going for Pokedex and experience right now, so not something I'm really worried about. So now we have a few normal Pokemon to evolve, so let's get into today's story. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how I originally got into Pokemon because it's a little bit of an odd story, I think, so let's get right into that. So yeah, guys, my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Crystal, not this one in particular. I actually sold it like an idiot when I was a little kid to get an iPod 2nd generation. It was a mistake. I regret it deeply. Don't sell your Pokemon games. You didn't grow out of it. You'll eventually get back into it, I promise. Anyways, my dad brought home a Game Boy Advance and a copy of Pokemon Crystal for me when I was really little, and I didn't set it down for a very long time. I mean, overall, it was really the perfect combination of everything I enjoyed at the time. I was really into fighting things. I was really into sort of playing with Legos and everything at the time, and I made them fight and do little battles and all, so that was something I was into. I really liked small animals at the time. Obviously, I still do, but that was something I was really into as well, and it all just sort of came together with Pokemon. I also like the art style. I like the way that everything looked. I like the way that you could catch Pokemon. It took me like a solid 2 weeks to catch catch a Pokemon because I didn't know how to use Pokeballs. And then from there on out, I was addicted to it, guys. I went through the first gym and the second gym and the third gym and the fourth gym, and I just kept on going through the game as a very small child. And eventually I got to the end of the game, or so I thought. See, the thing is with Crystal, it works a little bit differently than you might expect if you're just sort of watching the actual show and trying to translate that experience to it. See, I thought there were only 8 gym badges, and then I realized after beating the game, getting back to the first town by walking, because I didn't get fly, that you couldn't actually go to the second region without Flash. The problem with this is I didn't have access to the computer at the time. I didn't really know how to use a computer at the time, and I couldn't figure out how to get Flash. So unfortunately, I was done with the game after 8 gym badges. So yeah, guys, how did you get into Pokemon Go? Drop me a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be about it for this one. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope to see you back here for the next Pokemon Go video very, very shortly. I'm working on a lot of projects for Pokemon Go right now, so please bear with me as far as the lack of content is concerned, and I hope to see you back here for the next Pokemon Go video. Until then, peace.